Well, welcome to Well, That Didn't Work, a podcast about a group of friends getting together to pretend to be other people, creatures, and things, doing things that mostly don't work out for them. I'm your GM and your host, and my name is Percy, and with me I've got Mike.
Tonight I'm playing Udel, and he just got a very inappropriate offer.
Inappropriate? Oh, what were you offered? Chris.
I'm Varho, and I may roll dice again tonight.
Jason.
Luica is playing the Mission Impossible theme.
And Rick.
And I'm playing Kiklik, and we'll see if we survive the evening.
I think you will.
In possession of whom?
Oh, that's fair. When we last met up, we kind of set up the scene for what's about to happen over the next 1 to maybe 3 episodes. We'll see how it goes. But basically, we introed how everybody got to the place that they're at in this potential assault on Empirico's pit. Luica is in Empirico's office. Udel is standing outside of his Coliseum. And Varho and Kiklik are preparing to board a Lambda shuttle to flee as ambassadors of Terrace somehow to the Star Destroyer for safety. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Hopefully you've been, this is like episode 11, so if you're not caught up and you don't know what we're talking about, go back and start from episode 1. Don't be dumb. Let's go ahead and get started. Luica, you're in Empirico's office.
Yo.
The light surrounding you is red. It's kind of emergency light, and everything in the room is kind of dark. The walls are whitewashed, but all of the furniture is black and dark gray. On the desk, you see several kind of like office toys. You see an organizer of some sort. It's got 3 drawers on each side of the desk. A big, like very large metal chair meant to be able to hold a person and their large, heavy armor suit that he never takes off. There's indentions in the chair in the shape of a very, very large individual. If it wasn't for the armor suit, like you would think this person weighed about 600-700 pounds. There are 3 chairs lining the other side of the office. This is where people would wait to have conversations with them or just sit to talk. And there's also a shelf, a single shelf mounted to the wall that has a couple of plants and 3 data pads stacked one on top of the other. What do you do?
I think she would just try to get a cursory glance of the room.
I just gave you one.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is beyond that, like
Okay.
making sure like the lights to the cameras, because she just dropped basically a jammer.
Yes.
But again, being herself and a thief, she's kind of trained for these things. She wants to verify and validate that everything is off and that it's working functionally, because the longer she has to stay in here, the more damaging it is for her exfil. Sure.
Yeah, so you look around and you don't even need to roll a perception. The lights are off on the cameras. They are not working right now, which means you probably have a good 5 minutes before people storm the office to either fix the cameras or kill whoever's in here trying to steal stuff.
Right. So the first pass then would be to look behind the desk, maybe check the data Rolodex and see if there's any data pads like in a locked drawer.
Data Rolodex. I'm going to check his space BlackBerry. See what he's got.
This is a feature based on 70s technology, so why not?
True. Yeah, why not?
That's kind of why I said it. I mean,
Neon Rolodex.
Neon Rolodex.
All right. So roll
bunch of digital
me.
chip pads that you flip through.
That's right. Roll me I would take skullduggery if you're going to try to like unlock the locks on the drawers. You could do like an athletics if you're just going to try to break stuff.
Let's go skullduggery. I think that makes the most.
Skullduggery would probably make the most sense to try to infiltrate and steal stuff.
Yeah.
So the check is going to be 2 reds.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Let's see.
And we're maintaining the destiny pool from the last game, so we've got 2 light side points and 6 dark side points still available.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think that. I think I'm going to stick with what I've got.
Okay, great.
Well, a despair, but I was wildly successful.
Where's the other red die?
Right here, and
There
it was
we go.
blank. So basically, 3 success, 2 advantage, and a despair.
And you cancel one of those successes
Yep,
from the despair?
that's
Okay.
why I said 3 successes
So
and not
3
4.
successes. How many advantage?
2.
Okay, great. So you pretty quickly find a data pad in the second drawer that you look in that has incriminating evidence on it that points to Empirico working with at least the Moff, if not the entire Empire. So for sure, he's got some sort of deal with Grand Moff, or with Moff Taniel, not Grand Moff.
So
Is it
basically,
Grand Moff? I don't remember.
So basically, this data pad has like, not that they have email.
It's got emails.
Yeah. Well, they're not
Basically.
Yeah, they're not emails, but it looks like either the Moff's been paying him something, because I don't have a lot of time to read
It's some
through.
sort of transmitted liaison.
on.
You see the name Taniel. You see like best regards, Empirico, something like that. Something that gives you the indication that yes, they do have a positive relationship.
Right. And
More than normal, because like there is a level that you want to maintain relationship with the governorship as a pit boss who's operating legally. So everybody has that, but this seems more than normal.
yeah, that's kind of what I was making sure of, is that it wasn't just standard, yes, here's our 10% profit, so here's your 5% taxes, that sort of thing,
So here's the choice that you have to make at this point. Lugnug said you should notify him as soon as you find something, because he is going to immediately begin an assault.
Right.
Now, do you want to do that from in here and potentially infiltrate some other locations in the building while all the ruckus is going on outside? Or do you want to leave first and join the combat?
Luica, for lack of a better term, she's built for combat, so she definitely would want to get her blade bloodied a little bit.
Well, and she still would.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of where she's at, she's going to get in some kind of fighting.
But she's naturally built to be a thief, so she's going to want to do it in the most stealthiest / sly approaches possible. So I think she would still want to. Basically, she's looking for that damning evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And with the jammer still going off, trying to raise Lugnug at this point, even if it's on an encrypted channel and would beat the jammer, doesn't make a lot of sense. So we're gonna wait for that jammer to play out, and then make the contact.
Okay, are you going to like flip off the camera too?
Finger guns.
Well, the question would be too: if you have the BlackBerry, would you want to get that back to Lugnug? Would that be important? It's important to get that information.
It's
back
not an
there?
actual BlackBerry.
No, I know, but that data pad. Okay.
Well, I'm sure there would need to be someone to go through and review it. So yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. You said you want to wait in there and get the combat started while you're still in there once the jammer runs out.
Yeah.
The jammer hasn't run out yet.
I'm aware.
So
I wanted to do more recon while I have the chance.
Sure. You're going to make one more skullduggery roll to try to do, or perception. Either one is fine.
Perception now? Sure.
Yeah, both still with 2 red.
Still with 2
Yeah,
red?
still with 2 red.
This time I'll make it perception, because I found the one thing that, like I said, the obvious
That
place-
was the hidden thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was the skullduggery to break into locked places and find the not so obvious things.
Cool. So I'm just going to make a perception check.
Cool.
Who knows? I may find something really cool.
Now the despair. You hear footsteps lining up outside of the door as you begin to do this perception.
Do I have an idea of how, like, does it sound like one or does
3?
it 3? Okay.
3 people are lining up outside the door, so you
It's a
have
three-legged race.
so you have time to make this perception check and then decide how you want to be positioned when they enter the room.
Perfect. Thank you. That was going to be my follow-up question. Do I have time to react?
Yes, you'll have time to position yourself.
Okay, so rolling perception first. Oh. Oh boy.
No more despairs.
No, but not a lot of success.
No success.
No success, but a crap ton advantage. 5 advantage, 2 fail.
Okay, what do you want your 5 advantage to be?
Is that triumph worthy?
The triumph effect, yeah.
Yeah.
Go
yeah.
for it.
Basically, I find not so much a hidden room where there would be information, because again, I failed the check, but I want to find, like, there's that one little perfect, like, you've played the Hitman games, that one sort of perfect little corner where no one will see me. Like, if they enter the room, like, I've got
Gotcha.
perfect
It's like
cover.
a perfect little shaded spot. It'll be shaded even when the door's open.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
If that's, I think that's
Yeah,
5
you'll
advantage.
still have to roll the a stealth. Basically, mechanically, what that's going to do is it's going to give you an upgrade to your stealth check.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So,
So go ahead and make that.
Roll stealth.
Yep, roll stealth, and they are going to have a perception of, for you, it'll be 1 red, 1 purple, and 1 setback.
Okay.
You don't have anything that removes setback for stealth checks?
Only to Streetwise and Underworld. I don't have anything that removes.
Gotcha.
If they were trying to identify me, it would be something else, but they're not trying to identify me, so
No, not quite.
so I'll just roll this straight up. Yeah.
The doctor is in.
Someone forgot to turn off their phones.
Proceed.
Excuse me. Sorry. Do you want to clap us back in?
No, just go. I clap to signify where I need to cut.
Okay. I'm actually gonna upgrade or
Roll that destiny die.
one dark. It is what it is.
We're running out of light die, aren't we?
We're out.
You ran out of light side.
We're out.
Oh, we haven't even made it to the Star Destroyer yet?
Nope.
Don't worry, I'm going to start spending them.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
So
Everything's
purple
fine.
gets upgraded, I'm assuming.
What could go wrong?
Is that how you're gonna do that?
No.
Okay. But I do get to add the green?
Yeah, you get to add the green. So you, the despair is going to be that the building is not exactly on a firm level foundation entirely, and so the drawer that you opened has slid back open from where you closed it. Like there's clear evidence that somebody has been or still is in the room. In fact, the thing hanging from the ceiling is still hanging down.
That's fine. I didn't say I was a great thief.
I'm good at taking stuff, not hiding myself. Okay,
I'm still good at hiding myself too. I'm just not good at, well,
covering tracks.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, plus, if all the cameras went dead in the room, that would be a,
Sure.
Feel free to roll anytime, sir.
Can I re-roll that, or would you consider that cocked? But I did triumph.
I know that was a good roll. Yeah, no, this isn't a deep enough recess for anything to be cocked in.
Okay. Well, it because it was sitting up like that, I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, it's basically the cocked rule is if you can set another die on top of it and it doesn't slide off, then it's not cocked.
Well, it wouldn't have stayed on.
Yeah, it would.
Okay. Failure,
Really?
with a triumph, and two advantage.
2 advantage, failure with a triumph. Okay. So you're in that spot. But kind of because of and did you take the free upgrade? On your stealth?
Yes.
Okay.
Because normally my stealth roll would be a yellow and a green. So I did the free upgrade to make it 2 yellow, and then spent the 1 to get the additional green.
Sure. So you're sitting in the back corner, and we'll say that this corner is at the front left side of the room. So like they go through the door, they're looking around. There's a guy standing at the doorway, and there are 2 that have kind of wandered in and are looking around. So they don't see you initially at all. But as one sees the open drawer, he looks up to the person at the door as if to tell them to leave, and he sees you. And because of your triumph, now if you have a better idea for it, I'll take it. But I'm going to say like your triumph or your advantages wouldn't be enough to do this. So your triumph will let you basically you can go ahead and take an attack action before combat starts.
I am. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Take that opportunity.
Okay, cool. Who are you going to attack?
I'm going to attack the guy that turned and saw me directly.
So he's a little ways away from you. The office isn't huge. It's only about like 15 feet long, probably more like 12 feet long, and he's over on the clear other side from you.
Okay, so he would have.
So you would have to shoot him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have enough time for movement before combat, but you have enough time for an attack. So basically, you can attack the guy by the door, or you can pull out your pistol and shoot.
I think I'm
One of the other guys.
gonna shoot him. So,
Okay,
what's the difficulty?
you short range, 1 perp.
Oh, 1 perp. No defense or anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Then I will shoot him.
Well, that didn't work.
So you take out this cryo pistol, and basically he's behind the desk enough where he can duck behind it, and the desk takes the brunt of that damage. You still have an advantage though. So what would you like to do with that?
I can't. There's no one else in the room with me,
You
so
can give them a setback on their initiative roll.
yeah, I'll do that.
Cool.
I didn't know you could do that for initiative.
You normally can't, but
Okay,
I like it, so we're gonna do it.
works for me.
Cool. So roll your initiative.
All right. This would be vigilance, I would assume.
Cool. You knew that they were coming.
Oh, okay. I am cool with that. 02.
Okay. I'm trying, man. I'm
Start using Chris's dice.
I started off decently well.
Yeah,
well.
you got all
Alright,
those successes.
They're
and
gonna
found the
flip a
information.
dark side point to upgrade. Oof, it's gonna come right back. Do one of y'all want to roll that force die instead of letting me roll it?
Well, we haven't done any better.
I'll roll it. Why not?
Go for it, Udel.
Same.
Same thing.
Okay,
All right.
then it
Well,
was
we'll
meant
just
to
keep
be.
rolling, you know.
It was
It's meant to be.
clearly meant
It's
to be.
a dark side night. It was a dark
It
side
is.
and
Do
stormy
you
night.
have any defenses?
If it's melee, I do. Otherwise, no.
No, it's shooting,
Then no.
and it's a lot of shooting.
I figured.
Hey, good. They had a blank die and 2 failures, so they fail.
Hey.
Look at that. They get 2 advantages though, so they're going to pass a setback to you. They're going to suppress you, so you kind of have to try to dive behind the other side of the desk to get safe from these blasters. But the blasters are fairly loud as well, so keep that in mind as we go forward. And it'll be your turn.
If I wanted to try to make an athletics roll to get back up into the ceiling, would that be plausible / possible?
Yeah, it would be possible. You'd have 1 setback.
Okay. I'm actually going to make that my attempt, because making them try to fight me, even blaster fire, it's probably not going to go straight through the ceiling.
Okay,
So-
cool. So you would have 1 setback for the initial, like you're jumping in combat, and 1 setback because of their roll. So
Yep.
2 setbacks total. The difficulty is average, and then your athletics check.
Cool.
And then also the you see at this point the camera jammer, like when you get up there you can turn it off
Yeah.
basically.
And let everybody know, hey, this party's already started.
Yeah, party started without you guys. Come on in.
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, great dice! Don't fail me now.
Shh, Rick.
No, he was very successful.
I was actually successful,
and that's it.
and that's it.
Just 1 success.
Just 1 success.
That's
Great,
all
so
he
you-
needed.
You jump up, grab onto the ceiling, and pull yourself up and slap the jammer to turn it off. And what do you say?
I just let not click. I let Lugnug know I've got the data, but it's gotten loud.
Okay, I got the data, and it got loud. All right, cool. You hear him say, "Great job, Luica."
And would Udel hear that as well? Would that?
Oh yeah, this is a Teams com thing. Yeah.
Figured, but he also now knows
Yeah.
the situation has gotten messy.
Great job, Luica. We're coming in, and we're coming in hot. And Luica pulls herself up into the air vents, and Udel, go ahead and roll some initiative.
All right, is this going to be cool for me or vigilance?
Cool. You were waiting on this bad boy.
Three.
Nice.
3 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
3-0 is always good.
Okay. So you're going to enter the combat on that initiative order. You hear this go off, and you hear Empirico say, "We're going to send them in." And so, what do you do?
Wait, we hear Empirico say that?
Or not Empirico?
I'm assuming it's Lug
Nug.
Does he have a squad with him?
No, he elected to not befriend the squad. So you're kind of on your own mission, as it were. So, Udel, what would you be doing here? Like, you're not leading anything. The combat is going to go on kind of around you guys at this point.
Well, I was more of a lookout at this point, but
Sure.
I guess are there any entrances or anything that entryways close to where I'm at?
Absolutely.
And how guarded are they?
They'll be more guarded in about 30 seconds.
They'll be more guarded in about 30 seconds.
So you want to be guarded in, or do you want to be guarded out?
What about one of the roving guards? Are they anywhere where I can see them?
They are, one of them is about 30, 40 feet away, and you see him put his hand up to his ear as if to hear something clearly on the comms.
I'm going to start screaming at him and call him by another name and say, "Wait a minute. You still owe me money." I'm going to start trying to create this big old scene just right out in front.
What do you call him?
I'll call him Charnel.
Charnel, okay. Great. So think very Futurama RoboCop looking guys. He's got a blue visor that comes down over his eyes and kind of a leathery cloth helmet on. Kind of put together armor, hodgepodge armor. It's not a good look. He's very clearly on the poorer side of things.
He's a goon.
He's a goon. And so you start hollering at him, and you run after him, and he holds up his hand at you like, "No, that's not me." Go ahead and roll. So your goal is not necessarily to actually trick this guy into thinking that he owes you anything.
Nope.
Your goal is to cause a scene
And tie him up.
And tie him up. Okay, so how does saying that cause a scene around him? Or what do you do in conjunction with that to do that?
Basically, every time he starts trying to flag me off, it's, no, you owe me money, and we're going to have this settled, and we're going to have it settled right now. You're not going to run off like you did last time.
Okay, I think people are starting to kind of surround you a little bit. Roll I think...
I'm trying to create a little bit more as a hesitant area outside for them to start action.
People are kind of moving, surrounding you, not in a way that they're onlooking, but trying to give you guys space, and it's making things a little bit more crowded than normal. But I'm going to go ahead and have you roll a coercion check to grasp his attention.
Okay.
And it is going to be 2 purples.
Oh, wow.
You keep doing things that are so far outside of your actual wheelhouse.
It is what it is, right? It's fun.
Is.
So that would be 2 threat and a fail.
Okay. So he is going to kind of brandish his pistol at you. He pulls out a blaster and points it directly into your chest and says, "A, my name ain't Chernal. All right? It's Charles. B, I don't owe nobody nothing. You see this coin?" And he pulls out a coin. 3 years of no gambling.
I didn't say it was gambling.
Okay,
And you're just going to pull a gun on somebody that tells you owe money?
Listen, we got a little bit of a scuffle going on right now. I need you out of the way.
That has nothing to do with me. I want my money.
Give me my money.
$250.
Now, if only Udel was female.
You can roll another coercion at 2 purple, or you can roll a negotiation at 2 red.
You use your mouth prettier than a 20. Never mind, I won't complete that quote, but I love that movie.
Negotiation.
Okay. Negotiation at 2 red. I'm going to go ahead and flip one to add another purple to that.
That's fair.
And we're going to turn that into a red.
There has not been a single black
This,
No light side points
this
tonight.
game.
or last session either.
I'm hoping that when you get up to the Star Destroyer, you have better luck.
I'm hoping
Well,
too.
we'll see.
Well, it's lack of success with 2 advantage.
2 advantage. Okay, so 2 advantage. You can heal those 2 strain that you just took for him putting a pistol in your chest.
That's fine.
So he kind of pulls off a little bit. Cool. So you're trying to cause this scuffle in here, and I'm going to go ahead and make a check for the mass combat.
Maybe I created a big enough distraction that they get a boost.
Sure, that works for me.
Got a lot of dice there.
Yeah, you're probably right. They probably don't have that big of a force.
That's a lot of success.
Not enough, though. They got 1 advantage left over. So as this combat breaks out, Udel, you can see members of several different pits rushing up toward the Colosseum. And not just from Lugnugs, but from the Barons and from 2 others who are still unnamed, and they won't be named in this episode. You see them storming Empirico's Colosseum, and fire bursts out on both sides, and civilians begin to scatter everywhere around you. And you're kind of stuck here with this guy holding a pistol at you, and he's looking back at the fighting and back at you, and back at the fighting and back at you, and you see his hand tense up like he's trying to pull the trigger. What do you do?
I'm going to start reacting like I'm part of the crowd. Like, I don't need this crap. What the hell's going on? And turn around and start making my way a little bit away from him.
Okay, so I'm going to have you roll a deception against his shooting.
Something I can do.
So deception against his shooting is going to be 1 red.
You're good at deception.
All
Yes.
right, so that goes away. That would be 4 successes.
Wow, okay, so you definitely get somebody else shot.
I didn't roll a despair.
No, but he was shooting into a crowd and missed you. I didn't say he killed the guy, okay? He just shoots him.
Maybe shot another bad guy.
Yeah,
Who knows?
exactly. You know?
How
Now,
many-
I've heard of
any
using advantages to create a crate falling over, but not a human in front of you. I mean, just...
Do you have advantages?
No, I do not.
Great. Cool. So you break into the crowd as if you're leaving, and we're going to go ahead and shift over. The klaxons are going off in the hangar bay. You can tell people are beginning to board these ships, and you now have to try to get on one. Click, I need you to roll a deception. You'll have a boost because Varho has some
And what is the
credentials.
difficulty?
And the difficulty is going to be 1 red and 1 purple, and I'm going to spend another point to try really hard to give you guys more points to make it 2 reds. So let Mike roll.
Mother,
Ah.
son of a gun.
Another dark side. Okay.
Well, he doesn't have any more he can flip, right?
Well, it flips the light side point back over
Oh,
automatically, and I do spend it as a dark side. I'm not going to upgrade you again, though.
okay. So
gonna do
it's
something else.
2 reds.
Yes.
Okay.
What a wonderful hole we're in.
And
What a wonderful smell he's
I
discovered.
failed with 2 advantage.
All right, so they don't believe that you're a droid. You guys approach this Lambda-class shuttle, and they begin to kind of question you guys and see if you should even be let on the ship. Varho for sure is able to get on, but he's claimed you as his droid, and they're fairly certain you're not a droid. Your 2 advantage, though, if you would allow me to spend them, is that there's somebody else that's more important than Varho that's coming up behind, and he is trying to rush the onboarding of this Lambda shuttle because he does not want to be shot. So that is going to be enough that you guys get on the ship, but nobody on the ship believes that you're a droid.
Lovely. I'm glad I spent those points on deception.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you live and learn.
Yeah.
It'll come in handy one day.
Yeah. Yes.
It didn't help that
I spent 10 XP on shooting, and you saw how my shooting
Yeah,
went.
I know.
That's true.
I spent 10 XP just for deception because that's not
Same here.
But I knew that I would need it. Okay.
I just got raped the last few games, so yeah.
So it's about time you got something good.
I'm just gonna go with that.
So the extra dark side point, though, the person getting on the ship is somebody that you recognize.
I recognize.
You recognize them. You recognize them almost instantly because your memory is such that the last thing that you and your brothers shared was this person pointing you toward the tavern.
Back when I was looking for him initially.
No, when your brother got abducted.
The foreman?
No. So like when you first landed on Terrace and you guys were
Right.
trying to find the right place to do this deal at, this person pointed you that direction.
Okay, got you.
So basically this is the guy that kind of brokered the deal, as it were.
Okay. I think the guy behind us, I think he works for Empirico.
I kind of casually look behind it as I'm looking around to see who else on their shuttle and try to take a note of who Click is pointing to.
Yeah, I mean, most of them, in fact, all of them are Imperial officials in some shape or form. Whether it's through government or through owning surplus stores or whatever, or police, like officials, they're all Imperial personnel.
And we didn't discuss this, but what is our cover? Are we some sort of trade official or?
I think you were a droid.
I don't think they buy the fact that
Varho
I am
belongs there.
a droid.
Yes. I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah, I think you were a droid, and Varho belongs to a family that should be on the ship.
Okay.
Beyond that, I don't think you guys discussed a cover very much.
Didn't have much of a plan, no. We'll just get there and it'll be fine.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. So basically, that dark side point is going to signify that, like, you know who this person is, but there's no action that you need to take. Now, if you want to do something, go for it. He definitely doesn't recognize you.
No.
He couldn't care less about you. Like,
Nobody
they got what they
recognizes-
wanted. It's fine.
They just know I'm not a droid.
Exactly. So you guys fly up to the Star Destroyer. It doesn't take much time at all, but as you're going into land, you do see the TIE squadrons shooting out, whistling and howling as TIE fighters do. And so you land and you're escorted into the sort of temporary residential areas of the Star Destroyer that are specifically designated for safety, like safety bunkers. And a stormtrooper is put outside the room that you guys are left in.
Oh, in our room?
Outside of your room. But
Right,
yes.
right. Okay, so they guide us to basically a quarters.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and they put a guard outside of your door. And then we'll shift back over to Udel real quick. So you're now through the crowd, Assassin's Creed style, trying to get out. What is your goal before we make you make any rolls or decisions?
My goal is to just basically not necessarily get lost in the crowd, but just long enough for him to turn and feel like he has to go help his friends.
Oh, he definitely
So
does
that I can turn around and go right back after behind him.
Oh, he definitely does that. Yeah, he's as soon as he loses you and shoots the other person, he turns to go toward the fighting.
Well, then I turn around and go right back after him.
Okay, what are you doing now?
I'm pulling out my stun baton.
Ooh. Okay.
So we're gonna see if we can land a little bit of a hit there.
Roll it out.
Feeling cocky, are we?
No.
So he doesn't have any adversary. He's like a normal
Mook.
mookie guard.
By the way, was the Lambda class shuttle named Tiderian? It would be brand new.
No, it's not.
All right. You doing anything?
Nope.
All
Do
right.
you? Do you want to flip one?
With what? All right. So the really good news is that I hit with one advantage. So that is 5, 6, 7. That is 7 stun.
7 stun damage. All right. It's not quite enough to knock this guy out.
Okay.
Okay, if only you had one more advantage.
Well, if only I had a light side point.
I mean, I could have flipped one, but divergence isn't working out in you guys' favor right now.
It has to eventually.
You'd
The
think
law
so.
of averages would say that, but we also roll different dice every time, so
And we're getting the same exact result.
that's right. So,
Does the law
great,
of-
you swing your stun baton at him. It is now going to be an NPC's turn in this combat, and so he is going to whip around and see that you've clearly done this to him at this point, and try to hit you with his pistol. Not shoot you, whack you.
Okay.
Do you have any defenses against melee?
No, I don't.
Not even your parry?
That's post. That's post roll.
I'm going to spend dark side point. Somebody want to roll for me?
Yeah!
And what do you guys want to do with your 2 fancy new light side points?
Well, do we want to save them till we need them?
Just gonna
No,
say
you when they flip like this, you automatically use them.
Yeah,
For
that's-
free.
Yeah, that's why we're getting them. So I think upgrading the difficulty would be at least one.
At least once.
Yeah.
Do I roll a new deception check to see if this stormtrooper believes I'm a droid?
No.
From now on, I failed that one
No, no,
deception
no.
check,
No,
so
no,
now
no.
everybody, no matter where I go.
You don't do it now because it's not your scene right now.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You're not actually doing anything currently.
What should
You
we
got
do
another
with the
light
other
side
one?
point. You can upgrade this.
Give
or
yourself a boost.
You can introduce somebody to help you. That's also a good thing to do with like triumphs, which is basically what I equate light side point expenditure like this to.
It's a scene-changing event.
All right, that's fine. I think that does make sense. I think Lugnug would send at least a squad somewhere near my direction towards the door.
He'd probably want to watch
Well-
you just to see what you do.
He doesn't send a squad.
Or at least a pit fighter.
The person he does send rolled really nicely. You, kind of as you're doing this, as you're getting into this combat, you're officially entering a combat scenario. You hear the whirring sound of a grappling hook shoot down toward you guys and grows tight and pulls whoever's holding the other end of it. And your good old buddy, old pal, Undur, skids to a halt, one leg extended out, the other knee pulling him to a stop with a metal kneecap, like armor plating. And he looks up at you, tilts his wide-brimmed hat up, and says, "Well, Udel, why can't you stay out of trouble?"
This one's my doing.
And this, of course, happens as the guy pistol whips you. He fails.
Cool.
He's doing a real great job. Your things are looking up, Udel. But he does get
Why
one.
not Zoidberg? I mean, Udel.
He does get one advantage out of the deal, and is going to pass a setback to the next allied combat check. So we'll swing back up to the top of initiative. That'll be the end of theirs, and it'll be a player turn between Udel and Luica. You guys are up in the Star Destroyer right now.
Chilling.
Go ahead.
I am actually going to take an action to kind of orient myself so that way, basically, they're not getting a face full of butt when they try to come up this. So that way I can at least see if they're making an approach and be able to at least have some maneuverability to have my sword. I mean, it's an air vent.
So
I'm crawling.
It's
but-
too small for you to really switch your orientation. You kind of are facing the direction you came in.
That's fine. So then I guess I'll just start maneuvering as fast as I can.
I will say you can make a coordination check to make it your turn to turn around.
Okay. I will do so. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 3 purple.
Okay.
You'll have to contort yourself pretty significantly to get turned around in here.
Well. A triumph, a success, and 3 threat.
You pulled something.
Oh, I know I pulled something, but I also pulled something out of my ass.
Oh.
Literally, lightsaber. Triumph. No.
There could be a side vent that Triumph that you could get around.
Your triumph is you realize you need to do more kegels.
That yoga practice is really working off, but somehow I missed
All right.
my lower back.
You take 3 strain.
Okay.
Yeah, you really do. You like pull a muscle, and it hurts quite a bit. So you take 3 strain for that. Beyond that, what do you want your triumph to be? You successful. You have turned around in the vent, which is impressive. I didn't think you were going to do it.
I didn't think I was going to triumph.
I definitely didn't think you were going to triumph.
Like I was saying, I want to be able to basically, basically like Home Alone this, where, they stick their head through the doggy door, and it's just a face full of barrels. So I'd like to maybe get some advantage. It's point blank range, something like that, where it's
Okay, cool.
give me what the dice would end up being. But basically, you get the picture. You're seeing the picture I'm trying to narrate. Is that as soon as they
It's an upgrade to your shooting roll.
Yeah,
that works.
yeah, that's perfect.
Narratively speaking, they put their head up. There's a barrel there. That's an upgrade to your shooting roll.
Yeah.
Yep, it works for me. All right, next up is another player turn.
I think I'll take it.
Okay, great.
I'm going to smack him again. This time with a big old smile on my face.
Zippy zaps. Hit him with those zippy zaps.
All right, I think y'all are flanking him at this point, which I know normally isn't a Star Wars thing, but again, I like flanking, so you get an advantage, a boost, as it were.
He's gonna hurt a little bit. That would be 4 successes and an advantage. So that is.
Did you roll 2 purple
Yes.
for the melee? Okay.
Yeah,
I
there's
just
the
didn't
other
see
one
the
right
other
here.
purple. Got
Yeah,
it.
it pulled up against the top. So, I will pass a boost along to my now new comrade who is standing here with me. But
Okay, great.
I did 9 stun.
Wow.
I still haven't procced the thing.
That's almost enough to knock him unconscious. So you're just wailing on him with a stun baton.
I want my money.
Undu stands back and says, "Yeah, do it like I taught you." He's just here to watch you beat the snot out of people with blood.
He's there for moral support. Yeah.
No, so he kind of looks at you and says, "You got this under control?"
Looks like it.
All right, cool. So he's gonna point his grappling hook toward the colonnade and shoot himself off, and he's gonna lay into some of the fighters melee style. He drops in and pulls out kind of a small stick, clicks the button, and a bow staff kind of chunks out of it, and the tips fold out like a spear. So he's got basically a double-headed spear that he's using to fight these guys with. So let's see how many linked hits he can get.
He does have a boost. Remember that because I passed a boost on.
Fat lot of good that did. Cool. So that's going to cancel those. So he just gets 1 success and 1 advantage. But he does, because these guys are minions, they're not rivals like the guy you're fighting right now. He does slice through several of them and just cuts them way down and bears his double-headed spear in front of himself and says, "Bring it on." And then we're going to flip over to NPCs in front of Jason.
Sweet.
So the first guy does move his head up. Now, you didn't have like a prepared action or anything, so you don't get to shoot him right off, but when you do shoot him, you're going to get the advantage.
Cool.
But he is going to try to, with the help of his teammates, boost himself up into the vent. Now, they only have 1 brawn, so then an upgrade from 2 allies would give it 1 yellow, and it's still going to be a hard check for them to get up in there with a setback. They definitely fail. With no advantage or threat. So he's just kind of hanging on. His head is poking through, but he's not able to pull himself up. He just doesn't have the upper body strength to do that as quickly as you did. But it looked so easy when you did it. And we'll do another NPC turn. It's going to be the guy that you're wailing on, and he is going to back up, kind of fall on the ground, and shuffle his way backwards into the crowd a little bit, point the pistol at you, and try to shoot.
Okay.
And do you have any... You don't have any range defense?
No, I don't. You know what? Oh, never mind.
Oh, do you want to spend?
Actually, I was going to spend.
Okay, spend it up.
Roll good.
1 dart.
He'll go ahead and take the free upgrade.
I'm just going to start rolling them from now on.
Oof.
Okay, that's not as bad as it could be. It's only 2 successes with a blaster pistol, so it's only going to be 8 damage.
Okay.
So you take a pretty significant little burn wound in your kind of kidney area there, and then it's going to move back to the top of the order, which is going to be a player turn.
Do you want to deal with your situation first?
The guy literally has 1 HP left.
Yeah, I'll smack him, but I was going to let Jason, but that's all right. So
I mean, y'all are both going before any enemies go,
That's what I figured.
and the enemies aren't even like co-opted in your rooms, so no game-changing effects are going to happen between you two's turn.
I'm going to aim at him
Done.
and smack him upside the head again. That goes away. Those go away.
He's stunned.
So that is 7 with an advantage.
7. You knock him flat out. You shock him so good he is going to be knocked out for quite a while. Feel free to tie him up and take him back to Lugnug. You've stunned him down. Cool. Then it's going to be another player turn. Jason, go ahead and roll this shot.
Short range.
Oh, yeah. You're right in his face.
Yeah.
You didn't really move.
Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just 7 ice.
Well, that definitely stuns this guy way down.
And
With Pierce 5, yeah.
With Pierce 5, Pierce 3.
Pierce 3, oh yeah, well, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that had stuck
And
his
it's
head out.
ensnare 1. So how do you want to play the ensnare?
Well, you knock him out, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
You
Cool.
put
so
him on ice.
You do. You put him on ice, and
he falls.
actually, well, he actually doesn't fall. You freeze the guy, and it's frozen on warm metal, so he sticks to it and clogs the vent.
I make a tactical retreat.
Yeah, so you start backing up furiously until you get out. Great. So you're free. You're good to go. Udel, you're free and you're good to go. And you guys are now hearing the battle go on outside. Now let's flash up to the Star Destroyer for you two. The room that you're in is fairly cold. Most of the energy to heat things has been pressed up to like lasers and turbines and things like that to keep the thing A, floating, and B, combat ready in case anything should go down that needs it. What do you guys do?
Walking out the door.
Okay.
Well, on the way there, I would be looking for, different exits and rooms that I might need. I would want access, if possible, to possibly plant a bomb in a strategic area. Maybe some sort of life support.
You definitely wouldn't be able to do that while you're on the way to the room.
No. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about just reconnoitering while we're on the way to the room.
So these rooms are basically a direct offshoot from the hangar. They wouldn't want even people that they trusted within the Empire to know kind of the inner workings of the ship.
Of a Star
So
Destroyer.
because this is kind of for lack of a better term, a refugee camp for the rich and famous on Terrace. It's very sanctioned and very localized to the hangar area.
Then I would probably be looking for docking controls and potentially a ship that I could possibly commandeer.
Yeah, you've definitely been able to spot those things.
Okay.
Without even rolling.
And do I roll a deception to see if any of the people, when I get off the ship,
Yeah, you
think
can.
that I'm a droid?
I'm going to go ahead and flip another point to make it the 2 reds again.
2 white.
2 whites.
Hey.
All right.
So you can take 2 free upgrades if you want.
Yes.
So that would be
Just add
just
one
toss
yellow.
in another yellow. Yeah.
Yep. The upgrade
And
still
it
does proc though, right?
was.
So it would
It's still.
still just be one. It would be 1 green, 2 yellow, a boost, and 2 reds.
Does your upgrade still proc? Are you still behaving it like hit because you flipped a point, right?
I did that already.
Oh, okay.
Is it
Yeah,
two
that's
reds or
why it's
just
2
one?
red. It was 1 red, 1 purple. That's when I spent
Okay.
the point. That's
Okay.
why I got the 1.
That's nice.
All right.
That's good.
You
I've
got it.
succeeded.
Looks
with
believable.
one
With one
dis-
threat.
One threat.
Is that green die over to the right yours?
Yes.
Yes.
No, other one.
Not
Oh.
this one.
No, no,
Okay.
no.
That's what I was making sure.
So I succeeded handsomely with 1 threat.
Okay, so you're going to take a strain because as you guys walk out of your room, the stormtrooper kind of insults you a little bit. He says, "Citizen, why is your droid carrying your laundry?" Because you're wearing clothes.
Because I think it's funny.
I suppose. Now, where are you heading to?
It's stuffy in there. I'm gonna go get some air.
Well, we're outside of the atmosphere, so that's not really possible.
It's stuffy. I'm going for a walk.
Where would you like to walk to? I would love to come with you.
I'm just going to walk around. There's no real place for me to go. I just need to stretch my legs and get out of this stuffiness.
All right. We'll be rolling kind of a deception against the Empire's protocol.
All right.
So this stormtrooper, he's not the only one in the hall. It's going to be a very difficult check
Okay.
to be able to let you guys walk around and lose them. But we're just going to do the walk around check first.
Sure.
So let's go ahead and roll. Man, a deception would be good. He's pretty good on the he got a pretty good roll on that deception. So a deception, or I would take coercion. The kind of the way you're talking to him might give a little more
the same
leeway
dice
in
roll
that.
so far.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find ways that you can maybe get a few more positive dice. It's not really working out.
Do you
So
have leadership?
I'm into Udel territory here, way out of my wheelhouse.
Do you have leadership?
What? I've
fair.
got discipline.
okay, so a good deception check against the stormtrooper's discipline. This is a rival stormtrooper, so it's going to be 1 red and 1 purple.
Okay.
Would you like to flip a point?
Nah.
Okay. I should be mean and flip one, but
Wow.
That's a wash with 1 success. Or not success, but advantage.
okay. I can let you go on a walk, but I can't let you go alone.
That's fine. I just need to stretch.
All right, so he's going to go with you. You guys walk around these halls for a little while, and the droid making clicking sounds, but no like machine sounds. So it sounds less and less like a real droid.
I had good success.
But Mama, I am a real droid.
And he starts asking questions like, "What model is your droid?"
He's custom. I've had him built special for me.
I am a C5A. I have been built to do many different tasks. I am very quiet so that I can move around the house and do menial tasks without waking anybody in the house.
All right, so that'll be. I don't know. I don't know if I even want to make a check on that. There's no real threat. Like, even if that was a lie, who would care?
That sounds like a very protocol.
That sounds like a protocol thing to say. So I think I'm just gonna let that go.
You forgot to offer him a drink.
It's real. This is one of those rare occasions where the GM says, "You know what? You couldn't get in trouble here. Just take it."
Master, I did something very wrong. I believe I left a data pad on the shuttle we came up on.
Don't worry, you'll be leaving on the same shuttle you left in. There's no business to be done here anyway. You should be back on planet in about 30 minutes.
That would be good, but what if someone takes it, sir?
Don't worry, no one's going to take your data pad. There's nobody on your ship. There aren't any nefarious types on this Star Destroyer.
Dun dun dun.
Here, hold that.
Would you mind putting this bag over there near the health containers? All right, so he leads you down these corridors, down several hallways, asking questions as you guys go. At some point, you guys are going to need to try to break away. So, how do you guys want to do that? Where do you want to break away, and how are you going to hide?
Oh my God, that droid's got a bomb.
And I'm not afraid to use it.
I have something stuck in my servos.
My droid appears to be leaking blasting gel.
I need to refresh my fluids.
All right, I'll let you
The
guys.
droid asks where the refresher is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This seems like as good a time as any to say.
Where is the refresher?
We'll let you guys think about how you break away, and the scene will end with you guys walking with a stormtrooper through the lower levels of the Star Destroyer, and we'll end our session there. Thanks so much for listening. Right after this, go over to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/notworkingcrew. For $2 a month, you can listen to all of our after parties. We have at least one a week right now, which is really awesome, and they're a great lot of fun. You get to hear some behind-the-scenes discussion on how we feel about our characters and how we feel about the game overall, and kind of what's going on and how we would like to see it progress. So we would love to have you over there. But for now, we'll see you guys later. I'm Percy.
I'm Mike.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jason.
Rick.
Keep on adventuring. Bye.